Good afternoon, everybody. I am Captain Jim Palmer, the Dream Business Coach. I'm still the founder of the Dream Business Mastermind and Coaching Program, creator of Dream Business Academy, and host of Dream Business Radio. All things Dream Business. I think you're getting the idea there. Anyway, welcome to my floating home. I cannot believe summer is almost over, officially over with Labor Day, which is coming up this weekend. That means we're about 4 to 6 weeks from when Stephanie and I will, as we say, we're going to bring in the lines, fire up the big diesels, and start heading south for warmer climates. I think this year we're actually looking to go to the Keys. We want to go all the way down the Keys. The farthest we've been, people ask us all the time, the farthest we've been is Cocoa Beach, which was about 1,000, almost 1,100 miles from here. I'm thinking it's another 400 to 500 miles down there. I could be slightly off at that, but it's another at least 3 or 4 days of solid travel. But the Keys, I want to be in the Keys for this winter. So that's our goal. We'll see what happens. Anyway, welcome to week 8. This is the final week of my Dream Business Summer of Success training series. I've been coming to you every Tuesday now for the last 8 weeks with special series of live trainings, all designed to help you grow your dream business so you too can live your dream lifestyle. That's what I'm doing. That is my legacy changes everything. I want to impact more entrepreneurs and small business owners, help move more entrepreneurs out of struggle and working 80 hours a week for probably less money than they made when they had a job. I want you to have your dream business, a dream business that will support your dream lifestyle. So if I can help you do that, that would be amazing. I hope you've enjoyed these trainings as much as I have. They're a lot of fun to teach, by the way. So a quick recap. Sunbrewed iced tea. I don't know where that is. There'll be some cocktails in about, let's see, another hour and a half here on the East Coast. Anyway, a quick recap. And again, I want to mention, if you're part of the Build Your Dream Business Now Facebook group, that is my free Facebook group, Build Your Dream Business Now. Just search for it that way. You can see all of the past trainings. They're still up there. On week 1, we talked about your money mindset, how to fix your millionaire money mindset. Week 2, we talked about perfectionism and overcoming the fear of criticism. Week 3, we talked about price elasticity, how to earn higher profits in your business. Week 4, we talked about overcoming shiny object syndrome. Who doesn't suffer from that, right? Week 5, we talked about how to close more sales using the strategy I call risk reversal. Week 6, I talked about the top 10 mistakes keeping entrepreneurs broke or at least in struggle mode for far too long. Week 7, which was last week, we talked about complacency, how complacency can kick in at almost any level, whether you're pre-6 figures, 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, or 7 figures. Complacency can set in at inopportune times. So I told you how to do that. Again, all these previous trainings are in the free Facebook group, Build Your Dream Business Now. And as you've now found out, since you've been part of this, and you'll find out again today, all of these trainings are content rich, 100% based in fact and my own personal experience, as I've written about in my books. I promise never to waste your time with any silly happy talk pie in the sky. Sit under a tree and just vibrate your way to success. How much fun would that be? But it's not reality. And you don't build a dream business and get to live a dream lifestyle by doing that silly nonsense. So anyway, this is a little bit of work, but it's all very much worth it. If you enjoy this kind of information, this kind of training, again, based on my 20 years of creating multiple successful businesses, 5 of them, multiple streams of revenue, being able to live on this amazing boat and travel up and down the coast for 4 years now, working 3 days a week. So I know of what I'm talking about, right? So you can get more information by downloading my books like Stop Waiting. The others are back there. I keep forgetting to bring them out so I could fan them like a deck of cards. But you can download all of my books at Kindle, as Kindle books on Amazon, Nook Books if you're into Barnes & Noble, and also the iBook store, the Apple iBook store. To date, I just checked. I was talking with somebody that has been helping me publicize this. Over 24,000 books downloaded on Amazon alone. 24,000. I'm very proud of that. I don't know the numbers on Barnes & Noble and iBook, but 24,000 books downloaded on the iBook store. Oh, another thing I got to tell you about, my brand new getjimpalmer.com website is now live. It is stinking beautiful. You've got to go check it out. There's so much information, content, articles, blog posts, all kinds of training information in there. there's so much valuable content, including what I'm teaching you right now. The other thing that is now live is my brand new Fast Start coaching program. I've sort of been teasing that the last 2 weeks. So if you want to work with me, there's a couple ways to do that. Number one, my Dream Business Mastermind, which is the preeminent mastermind for entrepreneurs who are truly looking to get to the next level. That is an annual commitment, or 18 months if you happen to be VIP, which is my very top end program. But it's an annual commitment. But some people have come to me and said, Jim, I don't mind working with you for a year, but I got this project here, or I've got to do this. I want to launch this. I want to create an irresistible offer. How do I create a course? How do I get my book ready to go? All these things they want to do in a compressed time. And I've kind of resisted. I'm done resisting, right? So I've created my Fast Start coaching program. It starts with a half-day private consult right here on the Floating Home. If you want to do it virtually, we can do that. But I'm telling you, the creativity and experience is going to just blow you away. Steph makes great food, and we'll have a nice lunch, etc. Anyway, half-day private consult followed up with 2 months of intense training with me, all private coaching. All the details are at getjimpalmer.com, getjimpalmer.com. All right, so here we are. We are in August 31st. Yes, August 31st. Labor Day's coming up. Again, that signals the end of summer. Back to work for entrepreneurs. At least it gets your brain kicked in. 2 things are going to happen. Number one, I know you're going to want to not just get back to work, but how do I make the fourth quarter absolutely rock and roll? And then what do I do to position myself for 2022 being a kick butt year? We're going to start with a little bit of that today. We're going to have some fun today. Not that we haven't had fun for the last 7 weeks, but it's been really hardcore stuff. As I promise you, this is the good stuff that you need to learn. Today is also good stuff, but it's going to be a little bit more fun. Anyway, we're going to talk about today about how to write good headlines, how to write creative, attention-grabbing headlines. Headlines for writing copy, for sales letters, for websites. Headlines are also subject lines and emails. Anything that's going to say, stop, as I say, get the eyeballs right on there. Have your customers, prospects who are scanning by, cruising by, have them say, oh, wait, I need to see that. Oh, tell me more, right? Great headlines evoke curiosity. So we're going to go a little bit of a quick, fast-paced course here for about the next 20 minutes. Anyway, some guidelines on how to write headlines that will grab attention. Number one, make your headline, and again, let me say it one more time, headline, subject line, it's all the same. Titles of books are actually headlines. That's how I mean, my books have sold well. All the people that I've helped through Success Advantage Publishing, you got the title and the subtitle. Same thing as a headline, subheadline. It's got to grab attention. It's got to present a message. Hopefully your brand's in there, and the subheadline or subtitle or whatever is going to further sell the message. So it's all the same. I'm just going to use the word headline here for the next 20 minutes. So just roll with me, all right? So your headline should start with a very interesting or provocative comment. For example, Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on your car insurance. It's 15 minutes could save you 15% on your car insurance. Who doesn't want that? Europe on $5 a day is another famous one. At 60 miles an hour, the loudest sound in our Rolls Royce comes from the electric clock. I mean, it's longer than the first 2 I shared with you, but it paints a very clear, vivid picture. Like, if all I hear is the electric clock, which is pretty damn quiet, you could just imagine. It's like, have you ever gone into a sound booth and shut the door? Koof. So very, very descriptive. Number 2, make your headline into a question. The classic, do you make these common mistakes in spelling, is a good example. Do you make these common mistakes in spelling? If you were scanning through and you read that, you're at least going to stop and go, I wonder if I make any of these. You might read the first 1 or 2 and go, no, I'm good. If you read the first 1 or 2 and go, oh, God, I make both of these, you're going to keep going. So anyway, you want to ask a thought-provoking question that's going to make you stop and bristle, or at least read a little bit. Use your headline to tell your readers who your piece is for. In other words, engineers will stop for headlines that contain the word engineer. Pretty simple, right? Managers will pay attention to headlines that include the word what? Go with me here, manager. I'm always including the words entrepreneur and small business owner. In most trainings I do, most things I write in my books, I'm always saying entrepreneurs and small business owners, right? That's who my target audience is. That's who I work through my coaching program. So entrepreneurs and small business owners. I'm not about to say trumpet players and tambourine players. I I couldn't teach those people anything. So it seems silly, but you want to use the words of who your audience is in your headlines. Okay. Number 4, if you can, you want to promise a benefit in your headline. Well, what's a benefit? It's a promise that is going to make your reader rich, powerful, famous, loved more, whatever. It's a promise that things will be different. Hopefully it's something that they're thinking about. I just mentioned the word managers. Do you think managers want a staff that's revolting and quitting after 60 days, or causing mayhem? And no, they don't. So you're not going to have a headline for that. But you could have. One of my clients does attract staff fast, and so another one of my clients helps firms with burnout. So they talk about these words. That's the benefit if you work with them. All right, are you keeping up with me here? We're going fast as always. There are 4 U's in copywriting. Drink. There's 4 U's in copywriting. Okay, number 1, your headline should be unique. Number 2, your headline should be ultra specific. Your headline, again, needs to say who it's for, what the benefit is. So they go, oh, that's for me. I wonder if that's what I'm looking for. Your headline should convey a sense of urgency. The last thing in the world you want to do is say, by the way, here's an amazing program, something you're definitely interested in, but go on vacation, come back in 6 months, it'll still be here. You have to inject urgency whenever possible. Your headline should also be useful. Seems kind of obvious, all right? So your headline needs to be unique. It needs to be ultra specific. There needs to be a sense of urgency, and your headline needs to be useful. Emotional and promise words can make headlines better, right? Emotional words include darling, love, excited, joyful, proud, etc. Those are words that evoke emotion, right? News headlines sometimes use new, revolutionary, startling, whatever. Sometimes you want to use words that are like, boing. It's kind of like a little firecracker going off. All right. Words like original, biggest, top rated, museum quality, profit, and of course, free are promise words. And promise words do exactly that. They're going to promise the reader something. So if you're making a promise and you're including who it's for, you're on the way to a good headline. Biggest, top rated, again, museum quality. What do you think of? You think it's a piece of crap? No, museum quality means something. Free certainly means something, right? All right, so now you might be thinking that creating a great headline from scratch is a lot of work. It's not easy, but it's something you can learn, and you'll get better by doing it. Crafting a great headline yourself is one of the only ways that I can think of where you're going to get really, really, really close. Like, you could hire great copywriters to help you, but it's definitely a learned skill. I've always been kind of good, a pretty good communicator. When I got the nerve to write books, I was scared to death. I didn't know how to write a book. I had good thoughts, good strategies. I knew business. I was great at marketing, and I wanted to share some of these things. The smartest thing I ever did was hire a very good editor, as I say, to make my concepts and my strategies and my lessons sound good, or in my own language, sound like I passed 6th grade English, right? But so you can learn from others. And then what it is, it's practice 1 and testing 2. So you're going to practice writing more and more headlines, but then you're going to test them. We live in an age where you can test headlines like right now and find out in half an hour what the reaction is. Can you imagine in the 1950s, you had to, well, if you did it on TV, if you could afford that, or radio, you had to see, let's take days, weeks, or months to see what kind of sales came in. Now you could put up a headline. You could put up what's called a split test, 2 ads, whether it's on Facebook or Google ads, whatever. Put up 2 ads that no matter who goes to it, they get to see 1 ad. And in the end of a day or a couple of days, you're seeing this one pulled 25% more than this one. It's an amazing, we live in an amazing time. Anyway, John Caples was vice president of an advertising firm named Batten Barton, Durston and Osborne. He wrote a book called How to Make Your Advertising Make Money. All right. I bought that. I read it. I've probably read about, let me think, at least 6 books on advertising. This is one of them. This is kind of like granddaddy, in my opinion, of how to write great copy. All right. He is responsible for some of the most famous headlines in the marketing world. You're probably going to be familiar with some of them. His most famous one, at least that's what they say, whoever they is, the most famous one is, they laughed when I sat down at the piano dash or hyphen, but then I started to play. They laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play, that is a great headline. And people were, wow, what happened? How did you learn a piano? Play the piano that fast? All right. So I'm guessing that headline was for piano lessons, probably, or home study course for piano. Caples used to tell that headlines that spark ideas, right? Spark another headline that was successful. You know, the headline has one main thing your headline wants to do: stop you in your tracks, get you to read it, and if the headline's any good, you're going to read the next sentence. That's all it's supposed to do. That next sentence, what's that? Should keep you engaged, so you read the next one. It's just building blocks. All right. They grinned when the waiter spoke to me in French, but their laughter turned to amazement at my reply. That's pretty cool. Probably for how to learn to speak French at home. One successful headline can give you, again, the idea for another headline. I'm going to give you some formulas now for writing headlines. So number one, remember what I told you, the very first thing is a burning question. You want to make either a statement or a burning question. Let's talk about that. Are you liking this? Hit some thumbs up, some likes, leave some comments. If you're watching it on replay, say, hey, replay, good stuff. All right, so the burning question, this is one strategy. So is brand a Google ranking factor? Is brand a Google ranking factor? If you're a marketer, you need to know that. Number two, do you really need that exclamation point? Will your website, number three, will your website survive the Google mobile penalty? Well, I'm going to want to know what the heck's the Google mobile penalty, and I don't know if it's going to survive. I better ask somebody smarter than me. How much do keywords still matter? Believe it or not, in my opinion, the most important word there is still, because how much do keywords matter? Somebody could self-answer that and go, well, I know they're important. How much do keywords still matter is like, what changed? See what I mean? One word can do everything. How much copy to write on your homepage? If you're writing copy for homepage, you want to know that. Headline formula number two is the classic how-to. How to eat on less than $1 a meal. Wow, who doesn't want to know that? How to turn your one idea into 2 months of content marketing. Number three, how to talk to your angriest customers. Nobody in business has not experienced or have angry customers. It's funny. I'm slightly going off track here, but I was talking with somebody, a client, and they had experience. We'll just call them a buffoon, right? Angry customer, whatever. And I said, isn't it strange? Like, I was in retail for a long time early on. And I said, you could go weeks, days, weeks, months. Everybody loves you. You're doing great. And one Saturday, you got some D head come in and just chew you out or be complete. And it's like, it's all you think about for days is this one, you know what? And it's like, why is that? Right. So anyway, I digress. Right. Where was I? Why strong relationships beat powerful brands. When you should be building trust and not traffic. By the way, trust means everything, way more than traffic. Everybody's always, how much traffic are you getting? How much trust are you building? Customers buy from you when trust and value have been established. Why exercising is a higher priority than my business. Boy, if there's one thing I know, when you're building a business, an entrepreneur, I mean, in the old days, way back when, I mean, I was getting up. I remember a time, so I had created my first company, built that to 300,000. Then I created No Hassle newsletters, concierge print, mail on demand. The next business I created was No Hassle social media. I actually built that business over a approximately 3 to 4 month period. Then I launched it. For that 3 to 4 month period, I still had my clients. I still had I think I still had a few clients from my first business. And then I also had, I'm pretty sure I was coaching at that point. But my point is, I was getting up at like 3 a.m. and I'd work from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. building out this whole framework for No Hassle social media or social marketing. And then once it launched, I turned over the framework and I turned over the templates and everything I'd created to some people on my VA support team, and they took it from there. But for at least 3 months, I was getting up at 3 a.m., working until 6 a.m. on that, exercising, having a little breakfast, and then starting my day at 7 a.m. and doing everything else I was doing. So I was like totally sacrificing sleep. The reason I told you that is obviously very little exercise and things like that. But what is a higher priority than my business? Well, somebody's probably a fitness trainer wrote that one. The next tip I'm going to give you is to use emotional adjectives to describe your reader's problem. What is the basis of all good marketing? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's problem, agitate, solution. So there is a problem. If you don't have any problem, if your customers have no problems, they don't need you. So there's going to be a problem. I mean, if you're a plumber, you got leaky pipes, or if you're in the summertime in, South Carolina and your air conditioner's broken, you got a problem. If you've got a business that isn't attracting customers, you got a problem. So problem marketing, good marketing will identify the problem and agitate it. What I mean by that is make the problem even bigger than it already is, because then it becomes a hair on fire emergency. That makes people, instead of looking for solutions and thinking about it for 6 months, that makes people what? Have a sense of urgency. So problem, agitate, and then solution. That's when your marketing will introduce the solution. If you work with me, here's how I can help you. Keep that in mind. Problem, agitate, solution. That was worth coming here anyway, price of admission. So here's some emotional adjectives to describe your reader's problem. Effortless, painstaking, fun, free, incredible, essential, and absolute. Think about those words. A painstaking way to get more traffic to your website. How to effortlessly close more sales. A fun and unique way to. This 3-step program delivers incredible results. You see where I'm going with these? Add these different words: effortless, painstaking, fun, free, incredible, essential, and absolute to your headlines and copywriting. Now, I want to give you some great news. If you are fledgling, sleep a little less if you have to. Somebody's on my team knows that one pretty well. Some great news if you're a fledgling copywriter. The headline you use for inspiration doesn't even have to be your own. You can borrow the classics. Wow, I got more to go. 3:22. I got to speak faster. All right, let's break down some of the classic headlines, some of the ones I've already told you about, and let's see how you can take them and make them your own. So classic headline 1, I told you about. They laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play. So the template for this is they, and it's some action that belittles you, right? And that's how you confronted the situation, and then how you surprise them. So problem, agitate, solution. They laughed when I sat down at the piano, right? Okay. However, when I started to play, that was the surprise solution. Are you seeing how I'm doing that? So let's go to the next one. Classic headline: how I raised myself from failure to success in selling. So how, by the way, how is one of the most important words to start your headline with first. How is very, very important. So how you or anyone improved my performance. So how, and then figure out what it is that you do that people are going to be interested in. How a 40-year-old can retire in 15 years. How the next 90 days could change your life might be 2 examples of that. Classic headline next: you press the button and we do the rest. Sounds a little bit like that. What was that commercial? I think it was like some fryer or cooker, set it and forget it, whatever it was. You press the button and we do the rest. So the template is you, and then fill in, do something easy, and we handle everything else. So you make a phone call, we clean your carpets. That's an example. Classic headline next. I lost count. We're just going to keep going. Headline: if you're a safe driver, you can save 20% on your car insurance. So if you, and then fill in the qualification. So if you're a safe driver, if you're over 40, if you're under 30, if you graduated college, whatever. So fill in the qualification. So if you can, and then put in the benefit. If you're under 30, you can get life insurance for pennies on the dollar, whatever it is. If you, qualifier, you can, benefit. See how that works? If you live in Springfield, you can get a free home inspection. If you're over 65, you qualify for special senior citizen rates. Yeah, baby, that's where we are. All right, classic headline next. Who else wants a screen star figure? So who else wants is the template, and then just inject the benefit. Who else wants a great new job? Who else wants a spotless home with no effort? Classic next headline next. Thousands now play who never thought they could. So a huge number, which is injecting, what do they call that? Social, I forgot the name. Social, not social justice, but social, whatever it is. When you inject a big number, social evidence, that's still not it. Somebody help me out here. Someone type in there what I'm thinking about. Social proof, that's what it is. When you inject a big number, social proof, if for 1,000 people, they never thought they could, right? 500 people never thought they could finish their book. Well, that's a big number. If I said 2 people never thought they'd finish a book, yeah, I'm probably right there with them. But 500 people never thought they'd actually publish their book. That's a big number. That's social proof. Social proof. That's what I was going for. Peg. Thank you, Peg. All right. Next headline. Will your scalp stand the fingernail test? Will you buy something and will it stand? Will it stand the test of time? Are your records ready for an IRS audit? Would be an example of that. Will your body pass the bathing suit test? No. All right, headline next. Are you ashamed of the smells in your house? So the template is ask a question that invites the reader to identify a problem they have. Maybe they got cats and they pee all over the place. Who knows? Are you embarrassed by the way you speak would be an example. Are you afraid they'll check your credit? All right, I'm going to speed up here. I've got so many of these to share with you. I'm going to speed up. I'll give you 2 more. Number 1, 161 new ways to a gourmet's heart. It's a big number, right? Again, some impressive number, but it's instead of being like, what's the problem? Ways to, and then achieve something good. 161 ways to achieve. 12 ways to keep your marriage young, 10 ways to keep your customers coming back, or 32 ways to keep your customers coming back, something like that. A big number. Ways to, and then figure out what achieve what's the benefit. All right, the last classic headline. Another great, you can do this even if. That is a great one, Phil. I probably just skipped that because I'm running out of time. Phil Brakefield comes through in the clutch. All right, give me 8 hours and I'll double your reading speed. So give me a specific amount of time and I'll deliver a powerful benefit. The reason a specific amount of time works for some businesses, it doesn't work in coaching, by the way, because there's too many variables. But if in some businesses it can. So give me a specific amount of time and I'll deliver the benefit. Give me 5 days. I'll give you a magnetic personality. Give me 10 minutes. I'll show you the secret to getting more business from your customers. That's an example of that. All right, a quick review. There are headline ideas everywhere. By the way, you know what's a really good place to see some great headlines? In the grocery store checkout lane. In the grocery store checkout lane. Let's just give, I'm going to show this one. The amazing author. And by the way, did you know Phil used to work for Hallmark Cards? Yes, I believe he did. So he's Mr. Prolific and tearjerker headline writer. Anyway, there are headlines all around you. You need to develop the habit of collecting good headlines. I love watching YouTube. There's a couple places I go. I think there's a Songwriters Hall of Fame, Musicians Hall of Fame, and they interview these people and they always say, how do you write your songs? Oh, I see things or I hear things. And I've got a notebook full of little lines and they mean something. So that's what you actually want to do also is you want to develop a war chest or a cheat sheet or what else do they call it? I forget. But basically you develop a whole place, a treasure trove chest where you can just keep putting ideas. And when you need to find a headline, you go there and you start skimming it and one of them will pop out. But I'm telling you, you can get a college level course in copywriting in the grocery store checkout lane because the covers of the various magazines that sit in the checkout lane, those are proven sellers. They don't sell 3 copies of whatever those magazines are. They sell thousands of those. And those headlines, whether it's, kind of the gossip rags, those sell. People, nobody goes in there, oh, I'm going to pick out, I don't know what they are, the Star, National Enquirer, whatever. And they're going to see a headline. Oh my God, I never realized that guy was, that looks like that in real life, or that gal. And, oh, look at that. Is that really an alien that landed on the White House? Whatever. And it causes you to pick it up. Now, some of it is crap, but they know that and they buy it anyway. Then there's magazines, which might be a little more, on the up and up, so to speak. And I don't know what they are. Women's Day is always there. And so there's always headlines. Now, weight loss, relationships, and there's probably a third one I can't think of, but those three headlines are always there in slightly different formats. Those are the things that sell. Those are the things that are going to sell magazines. So go and even buy the magazines if you want, so you don't hold up the checkout line. So I'm going to end this training here. I'm going to share the most successful headline that Coach Jim ever did. And I did 3 or 4 variations of it, but the headline was, and this was a subject line, I give up. I can't take the name calling anymore. So I'm trying to think, somewhere in 2011 or so, I'm thinking the time frame. No Hassle newsletters was really going gangbusters, but I really wanted to grow it even faster. I was in a mastermind group at the time. I believe my program was $47 or $97 a month. I had 2 different levels. These guys in the mastermind group, 3 of which were my customers, said, I just can't believe all the stuff you give. Your prices are way too cheap. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs, myself included back then, had real qualms about raising my prices. Like, I don't want to slow down the growth and blah, blah, blah. And basically, for about 6 months, the guys in this mastermind group called me every name in the book, and names I can't even repeat here. And I gave up because the name calling was getting horrendous. And I decided to, actually, it was right around this time period, probably 10, 11 years ago, because I know it was a Labor Day promotion. And so the promotion was, I give up. I can't take the name calling. And then they opened the email. Jim's given up. What do you mean? He's just launched another business. He's got his coaching. He's got 2 more books. Whatever was going on, people were really curious. At the height of when I was doing a lot of online marketing, I had 24,000 small business owners. That was the size of my list. It's smaller today, but so 24,000 people get this email. What in the heck? So the open rate went off the charts. And then I literally told the story of what I just told you. And I said, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm not about to show up at next month's mastermind meeting not having raised my prices. But instead of just going up 10%, 20%, $5, $10, I'm doubling them. So effective, and I named the date, and it was like 2 or 3 days after the Labor Day weekend. So I promoted it the week we're in now. And I said, so from my prices are going from $47 and $97 to $97 and $197. If you want to get on board, if you've been on the fence, do it now. I'll honor that price. When the price goes up, I'll still honor it to you. And man, I signed up. I don't even know how many. I'm going to say 30, 40 people joined. And by the way, the big lesson, which goes back to week, I forget, 6, about risk reversal and price elasticity, I never slowed down. My program is still $197. So not only did I create a whole influx of new monthly paying customers to my future boat program, I now had my prices set higher, and it didn't slow the company down. So I give up. I can't take the name calling anymore. It worked really, really well for me. All right. So folks, that is a wrap, not only for week 8, but for Captain Jim Palmer's Summer of Success series. I can't hear anybody, but I'm imagining there's tremendous, thunderous rounds of applause. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me you like it. Tell me you appreciated it. Whatever you want to do there. It's so weird when you go speak and you can interact with the audience. Here I am. The only thing I can hear is the air conditioner behind me. But I hope you enjoy this. If you're watching it on a replay, tell me replay. Tell me where you are too, by the way. I was talking to a very good coaching member this morning. I said, yeah, I got my last one this afternoon. I said, I'm gonna have to do something else because I actually enjoy coming on and teaching, and just it's great marketing for one thing. But again, when I was interviewing, David Phelps, Dr. David Phelps, with his book, What's Your Next? That's the one that got me thinking about my legacy. And I'm thinking, I'm 63 now, and I'm thinking, I still got some years to go, obviously, but I'm like, I've had a very, very nice career, but I would love to have a bigger impact. I don't know whether it's just an age thing. I don't know. Somebody else here could say, yeah, me too. Maybe you don't want to admit you're this old, but I wanted to think about how I could have a bigger impact. And then the consternation for me, just a little open sharing here, is I don't want to work more than 3 days a week. I freaking love my lifestyle right now. So that's when I decided, if I give all my books away for free, I could give an education to so many people. And again, 24,000 books have been downloaded on Amazon, which makes me very, very happy. And if some of those people become clients, that's pretty cool too. So anyway, I really, really want to have a bigger impact, which is the free books. So go to Barnes & Noble if you want to download the Nook version. Go to the Apple store, the iBook store. You can download them there, and go to Amazon. You can download my Kindle books. They're not going up. It's no thing. You don't have to give me your email. You have to do anything. I just want you to go get the books and build your dream business so you too can live your dream lifestyle. If I can help you with your branding, your marketing, mastering your mindset, and if I can really push you to higher levels of success, then reach out to me, for heaven's sakes. Why would you not? And ask about joining my coaching program at dreambizcoaching.com. I should have that ready to go. Dreambizcoaching.com. That is the preeminent, premier, most awesome, growth-oriented entrepreneur mastermind coaching group on the planet. Dare I say so myself, which I just did. There's 3 levels of membership depending on basically how far you want to go and how fast you want to get there. That's how we will decide that. Again, if you have something, if I can help you with a smaller thing like, Jim, from now to the end of the year, I want to do this. I want to launch next year with this course, this program, whatever it is. Check out my Fast Start coaching program. It's not in the mastermind. It's just you and me together. Starts with a half-day consult. Believe me, in 4 hours, we will just do so much good work. And then there's 2 months of private coaching, which is basically talking with me every week, which nobody gets to do that, but you can, as part of my Fast Start coaching program. And that is at getjimpalmer.com, getjimpalmer.com. Remember to continue your education again by downloading my books. But folks, I want to wish you a wonderful, safe, joyous, happy Labor Day weekend. I hope you're doing amazingly well. I hope you're healthy and everything's awesome. And I really enjoyed spending this time with you. But that's it for now. Until next time we are together, I am Captain Jim Palmer. I am the Dream Business Coach. You take good care.